It is super, super early. It's 6:02 a.m. where we're at here in St. Thomas. Look at the full moon. Oh, kind of got or like clouded up, but when I just walked out, and then the sunrise on that side. Isn't that so fun? So you get to see the full moon and then the beautiful sunrise that's about to come up. So, good morning. It is Saturday. If you can believe it, it is day 19. I had to look like 3 times. 19 of 75 hard. So, it's always a huge milestone, I think, with this experience to hit day 20, day 40, day 60. Every time I've done this challenge, you learn something new about yourself at day 20, day 40, and day 60. And so, tomorrow will be day 20. And so, wanted to hop on again. It is really, really early, but I was wide awake at 5 a.m., laid there to maybe try to just go back to sleep, and it wasn't happening. And I wasn't planning on doing my outdoor workout till tonight, to be honest with you. But again, you adapt, you adjust, you see what's going to be best time frame wise, and this, I guess, was it. So yeah, it would be a good call to just kind of check in on, when you have these windows of time. Again, yesterday I talked about this. You flex things, you do things that are in your best interest. You don't waste those opportunities. So I'm not wasting a cooler morning today. We're very blessed that it is not rainy today. It was supposed to be really rainy yesterday, today, all this weekend, and so that has been a huge blessing. So here's a couple of thoughts as we go into this weekend. So just to give you kind of a flow for where we're going to be and what we're going to do as we're heading into a new week in October. You can tell that there's way more charter boats around us. This is like season is starting to pick up for sure. Dead season, off season is coming to a close. And so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to go to the gym later, which is later is going to be at like 7:30 leave. 7:30, 7:45, which is fine. And we're going to go to the gym, pick up a friend that's been on the mainland for about 6 weeks. He lives here in the marina also, so we're gonna go pick him up. We're gonna go get awesome grocery shopping done because we need to get a ton of that prepped and done, and then we will actually come back to the boat, prep what we need to prep, and then take the rest of the day off, right? Today is a completely day off from projects, from anything that just kind of is like, okay, like we just need some downtime. So super, super exciting that y'all are hopping on this morning. So here's what I wanted to talk about as we are on our first workout. So first thought process, and maybe one that's really, really important, is making sure that you absolutely leverage the idea of self-trust, okay? So how do you build self-trust? It's making sure that you do what you say you're going to do consistently, okay? So when people say, how do you, pay forward? How do you walk so confidently, Connie? How does that work? Always it comes from self-trust. And it always comes from, I know that I'm not going to let myself wiggle out of this workout or not read, the 10 pages every single day. I'm only going to read, 8. So if you're struggling with your self-confidence and your self-trust, that's typically a great place to start, is saying what you are going to do and you follow through and complete it. If you've ever coached with me, ever, a big moving part that you'll hear me say is completion builds confidence. So the first round of doing 75 hard, I was not as confident that I could finish the experience. I was confident that I knew I would complete it. I just didn't know what the side effects were going to be, how much time we need to do. Like, it's different, right? It's very, very different in terms of when you start anything new, right? So that was back 4 years ago, and it was a, like kind of a number one priority for me every single day to make sure I got all the checklists done. I refused that I was going to have to start over, so I made sure that this was done. Second go round, when I did 75 hard, I was a little bit more what I would call just relaxed in lifestyle, but it still took a lot more cognizant thought process to, again, build self-trust, get into the rhythm, make sure I didn't, screw up one of the action steps. To be honest with you now, round three and a full round three, it's kind of like I'm just adding in more consistent reading. Everything else I pretty much do. It's not anything that's been a, you know, hindrance or burden on my calendar. And so super, super, just interesting in terms of when you step into building self-trust and you step into making sure that what you want to get done, you get done, things become a lot easier. It's that first initial launch, though, that you have to just critically like hunker down for. Know that's gonna be a little scary. Know that's gonna take a little bit more of your time, your effort. You gotta dial that in at the beginning. But now that I'm on day 19, like I don't know any different, right? And so I'm paying that forward, that anything you start where you don't have trust in, you're going to complete that program, complete, a course that you sign up for, a course you want to create, complete a 75 hard experience. The hardest part is at the beginning. Always. The hardest part is always at the beginning. So if you've experienced that before, where you walk into something or you start something new and the fear and the nervousness is so high that you have to stay on top of it all the time, thinking about it, obsessing about it, worrying about it, making sure it gets done, right? When you start something new, though, you are novice. It is going to take a lot of time and energy for you to do that. I think about, bodybuilding. For the first year of bodybuilding, I cognizantly had to make that my primary focus, not relationships, not entrepreneur life, none of that, to learn what I didn't know, because it was so new. The learning curve was so high. Another example, based on where we're at, is marina life and boat life. We knew goose egg about what it's like to live full-time on a boat in an area that we've never lived before. The learning curve for, driving and docking and all the systems for, a 60-foot boat, that's a high learning curve. And trusting yourself that when something needs to change, when something needs to go differently when we dock the boat, how to maintain the boat, all those things are so new. We're so new to us, right? But then after a year, it's like, oh, we actually can enjoy this. Oh, we can actually take our time and be present and like go take the boat out. So we probably will go on Sunday and go over to St. John. And it's not so much mental capacity to be like, we got to get the boat ready. And what if this? And how are we going to do that? And mooring ball that. Reservation this. It's like, oh, we're just going to take the boat over, go see some friends, go have dinner, and then come back. So I just give all those examples. And for today, for Saturday, is what you say you're going to do, I want you to complete today, because completion builds your confidence, no one else's. Okay, completion builds your confidence to transfer that into other areas that you are building something new. And completion always builds this self-trust where what you're going to step into, what you're going to, practice what you preach, it only matters that you're following through for you. Now, it's going to positively impact your business. It's going to positively impact your health or wellness journey. Like, that's going to be a secondary benefit. But the primary is that you are just trusting you again. And so give that gift to yourself today. Get out of your head, get onto paper, give yourself 5 goals for today, action steps for today that you are going to complete no matter what, not dependent on other people, right? The walk, what I love about 75 Hard is all of these steps are not dependent on other people. You can be doing this anywhere, any age, any season of life. It's nothing that you have to build something to make sure that, people interact in a certain way or that you've got certain outcomes. The outcome is you. The outcome is building the best version of you. And that is what you should do, even though today is an off day for us. Like I said, We are not doing anything in particular like productive today. Today is like a true rest. We will probably be at the beach almost all day in the afternoon, but we're still taking a rest day, and I'm still getting 2 workouts in, heading to the gym, grocery shopping done, clean the kitchen. Like, we're still not doing nothing, but we're not expecting an on day. So pay that forward, but I trust myself. I'm gonna get all that done, right? Like, before I go and have my off day, I wanna make sure that I get some downtime to reset, to refocus, and just rejuvenate, right? I always say that on day 20, day 40, day 60, if you're contemplating doing this challenge, those are kind of huge milestones in your journey. You learn so much about yourself, of how much self-trust do you really have, how much negative self-talk or positive self-talk when you're completing this challenge do you really have. And so go and have an awesome Saturday. Go and utilize whatever windows of time you have to go be more active. Go do a project that has been lingering on you and continue to build, right? It's not just a one-day commitment. Continue to build self-trust. Continue to do and follow through, and most importantly, complete the things you say you're going to complete to yourself. Bye. I'll see y'all tomorrow, day 20.